Went to a friend's house for dinner. A lovely meal. The whole family cleaned their plates of food, then turned them over and ate dessert on the back of their plates. Like it was the most normal thing in the world. I copied them just to be polite. What is going on over here? This post sounds like it's not gonna disappoint, guys. Stick around for more crazy stories in today's episode of Ask Reddit Mondays. Welcome back to episode 27 of Ask Reddit Mondays on Redditainment. Today's post comes to us from this user and it reads, "What is the weirdest thing you had to do at someone else's house because of their culture/religion?" Let's dive right into the comments. First comment says, "So I was invited to my friend's grandmother's home for Thanksgiving. I was new to the area and I had no family near, so I graciously accepted. My buddy Jason gave me the breakdown of his extended family that was going to be in attendance. His parents were divorced, but would both be attending. His grandparents were married, but legally separated and lived apart, but grandfather would be attending. His uncle Carl would be there with his mail order bride and their young son. His other uncle Ted was openly gay and battling AIDS. He and his lover would also be there. So I have set the stage. You can probably picture all of them in your mind. In person, it exceeded my imagination. Ted's boyfriend wore cowboy chaps to dinner. They were all very colorful and animated. The pre-dinner discussions were riveting. As we were seated for the meal, Jason's grandmother, Sarah, took out an Altoids tin, took two, and began passing it around the table. I watched as everyone took 1, 2, and immediately took them and washed them down with a drink. Jason got the tin and did the same. I asked him, why is everyone swallowing Altoids before supper? They all laughed. He said, oh, these are Valium. We learned several years ago that as we gather for Thanksgiving, we drank and arguments ensued. So one year my uncle said, we should all just take a Valium at the beginning of the meal so we can all just chill the f*** out. They all laughed hysterically and agreed. I passed on the offer and handed the tin to Jason's mom as next in line. And as the evening played out, they all essentially zoned out during dinner, no fights transpired. And they considered it a successful Thanksgiving. I would have never imagined this would happen, but it was a damn fun experience. I'm sure there's a reason why this one is the top comment of this thread. We'll find out what the other comments say, but I'm pretty sure this one takes the cake. Here's another one. I worked for a rental car company in an Orthodox Jewish community. A customer rushed in on a Friday evening and asked to be driven home immediately because if we didn't make it to his house by sundown, he would have had to get out of the car and walk the rest of the way due to the Sabbath. He used an app on his phone to tell him the exact time of sundown each day. I didn't have a driver available, so I just told him to go home and I'll come by his house later to grab the car. A half hour later, I arrive at his house. Husband is nowhere to be found, and the following scenario ensues with his wife. My husband left the keys on our bedside table and I'm not allowed to touch them. Can you come in and grab them, please? I awkwardly follow her into her bedroom and grab them from the bedside table. Can I ask one more favor? Do you mind unplugging the house for me? I then follow her into her basement and enter a room where there are literally 15 to 20 different electrical cords coming through holes in the walls and ceiling, and through a tangled series of different outlet strips are all consolidated into one master plug going into a standard wall outlet. She points at it and asks me to unplug it. I do. She thanks me. I leave. I had a lot of wild experiences in 5 years working that job. This one was definitely top 5. As you may guess, there are some concerned electricians in the comments down below, wondering if these people know what a circuit breaker is. Let's move on to the next one. I work for the ambulance service, and I was asked to take my shoes off before attending their mother in cardiac arrest. Politely reminded them that there was a time and place. I mean, to be fair, I grew up in a home where shoes are not worn inside the home, so that's pretty normal to me, but this person definitely has a point when they say there is a time and place to ask for that. I mean, if a medical professional rushes into your home to attend to somebody that needs immediate medical attention, I'm pretty sure taking off the shoes is not the most important thing here. Next comment says, I guess this qualifies as culture. My sister was dating a man that had been raised in a nudist colony. He took her to meet his family at their house at the colony. She was a tad surprised when his mother immediately says, "There is a hook on the bathroom door for your clothes." My sister proceeds to spend the entire evening naked with his folks. Her boyfriend had told her before they went that it would be her option, but I guess his parents didn't think so. Well, I guess we found the one thing that could make hanging out with your in-laws even worse. Alright, let's do one last comment for this episode, and here goes. I remember going to my Swedish friend's house, and while we were playing in his room, his mom yelled that dinner was ready. And check this, he told me to wait in his room while they ate. That shit was f***ing wild. Honestly, that's f***ing hilarious. Can you imagine you're over at somebody's place and they're just like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go eat dinner. Do you mind just waiting for me?" I mean, it would be common courtesy to invite that person to the table, but I guess that was not the norm in this household. Someone follows up, "I slept over at a friend's house. When we woke up, he said he's going downstairs for a few minutes. After about 15 minutes, I go on the stairs to see what the fuck is happening. And they're eating breakfast. They see me and tell me he's almost done and will be up there soon." I still think about that shit 25 years later. It's funny that it happened to more than just one person. Guys, if you have any crazy stories that you'd like to share in the comments down below, feel free to do so. If you enjoyed this content, leave a like on the video. If you leave a comment down below, I will try to reply as much as possible. But as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.